Hello, welcome to another video. This is a differentiation problem, and all we're going to do is just take the derivative of this function using the quotient rule. And before I start, I'm going to tell you what the final answer is. The answer to this exercise is y prime is equal to negative 1/2 of the square root of 1 plus sine x. So this is the answer we're looking for. But that's not the focus. The focus is how to carefully work your way through the exercise and get this answer. Okay, so I already said we need to use the quotient rule. So it means you have to recall the quotient rule effectively and be able to do the differentiation effectively and the simplification and the substitution effectively. Okay, now before you try this on your own, because I would recommend you try this on your own before watching the video, if you can, otherwise just watch with me. Please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section, like and share. I'm trying to reach 25,000. Let's even make it 30,000 subscribers, okay? We're just about halfway. I need to double that in a short time. Before the end of this year, that's my goal. And please make sure you help me. Let's get into the video. There could be some crazy stuff. So let's know what the derivative of the top is and the derivative of the bottom. Let's just do that. Usually, I just say that f of x, or I could call it y, equals u as a function of x and v as a function of x. That's what we have here. Let's say that my u will be equal to cosine x, so that du, which is the derivative of u, let me call it just u prime, so that u prime is negative sine x. I like to prepare like this because it reduces how much you write when you get there. And then secondly, I know that v, which is the denominator, is 1 plus sine x to the 1/2. Okay. The derivative of this, v prime, is going to be, the derivative of this is 1/2, 1 plus sine x, 1 plus sine x, raised to power negative 1/2, multiplied by cosine x, which is the derivative of the inside. So I'm going to write times cosine x. That's small space, but that's fine. I can see it. And you having prepared these two ingredients for what you're about to do makes your life a lot easier. So let's apply the quotient rule. Well, the quotient rule says y prime is equal to the denominator multiplied by the derivative of the numerator. So it's going to be the denominator. What is that? That's our v, 1 plus sine x. So we have 1 plus sine x raised to 1/2 multiplied by the derivative of the top, which is minus sine x. I'm going to write minus sine x minus the numerator multiplied by the derivative, so let's just put this in parentheses, multiplied by the derivative of the denominator, which is this guy here, which I'm going to write as just cosine x over 2 times 1 plus sine x. I'm going to write it that way. I'm going to write it as cosine x divided by 2 multiplied by 1 plus sine x, 1 plus sine x raised to power negative 1/2. Okay, and all of this divided by, what is the quotient rule again? Divided by the square of the denominator. So it's going to be the square root of 1 plus sine x, everything squared. Okay, now it's very important that you pay attention to whatever is common. So what I'm going to do right now is, while I'm writing the next line, trying to simplify, usually this happens. See, there's 1 plus sine x here, there's 1 plus sine x here, but they're raised to different powers. The question you ask yourself is, which of these powers is smaller? So you always want to divide by the smaller. So I know that negative power is the smaller power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out the smaller power of these two. So this is going to be equal to 1 plus sine x raised to negative 1/2. See, negative 1/2 is less than 1/2. And then what do I have left? Now see what I'm going to have left. Remember that factoring is the same thing as dividing. So if I divide this by this, it's the same thing as 1/2 minus 1/2, which is 1/2 plus 1/2, which leaves you with 1. Okay, so if I factor this out from both sides, I'm going to be left with just this, 1 plus sine x. I have a video that explains how to factor fraction exponents, okay? So this is what is left here, and this guy is still here. I still have minus sine x. Nice. Minus, if I go here, what do I have left? This is gone because I've taken it out. So what I have left is just cosine squared x divided by 2. Cosine squared x divided by 2. And this is divided all the way. The square of this is just 1 plus sine x. Nice. Now watch what's going to happen. Let's simplify what's on the inside here, because that's where the work is. I may not have enough space to be able to simplify, so I'm going to do it here and then put it back in the next line. So let's see. If we distribute this, we're going to end up with, so this one now, let's do it here. We have 1 plus sine x times negative sine x minus cosine squared x over 2. What will this be equal to? Let's try and simplify this. So we have, this is going to be equal to minus sine x, and then this would be minus sine squared x, and this is going to be minus cosine squared x over 2. So I'm still working on the top, okay? We're still working with this parenthesis. So what does this give me? I'm going to come back here, okay? This is equal to, you know, cosine squared x can be written as 1 minus sine squared x, right? Okay, so I can write minus sine x minus, or I can multiply all of them by 2 or make them look exactly as this. So if I multiply this by 2, divide by 2, so this would be minus 2 sine x over 2 minus, multiply this 2, this is 2 sine squared x over 2, okay? And then minus, this can be written as 1 minus sine squared x over 2. Now it's beginning to look beautiful. Because all of them have 2, I can easily write 1/2 here. And then put all of these together. Okay, this would be 2 sine x minus 2 sine squared x. And this would be minus 1 plus sine squared x. Okay, so that's minus 2 sine x minus 2 sine squared x minus 2 sine squared x minus 1. And this becomes plus sine squared x. Okay, nice. Okay, let's simplify the inside. This and this look alike. We put them together. It becomes minus sine squared x. Okay. Okay, this is equal to 1/2. This is going to be minus 2 sine squared x. This and this will give us just minus sine squared x, and this gives us minus 1. That's it. Oh, all of them have minuses, okay? So if they all have minuses, can we pull the minus out? If we pull the minus out, we have minus 1/2, and I want to put this one in front. No, this is sine x, not sine squared x. Yeah, 2 sine x. Okay, so I put this one in front. That's going to be sine squared x plus 2 sine x plus 1. Beautiful. This is what I was looking for, where I was going. This is the square of this. So I can write this as a perfect square. So this is the same thing as minus 1/2 times sine x plus 1. Or 1 plus sine x, however you like it. I can write it as 1 plus sine x. Okay, let's write it that way so it matches. So what we have here is 1 plus sine x all squared. So everything in here is the same thing as negative 1/2 1 plus sine x squared. So we just need to fill that in here. We have this is equal to 1 plus sine x to the negative 1/2 multiplied by, this is going to be minus 1/2 times 1 plus sine x squared. That's incredibly simple. 1 plus sine x. Do you see that? So it looks like the major problem was this part, and we're done. So what do? I know this is going to take out one of these. So, or this 1 plus sine x, this is 1 plus sine x, this is 1 plus, come on. We can say this is equal to negative 1/2 times 1 plus sine x raised to power negative 1/2 plus 2 minus 1. Negative 1/2 plus 2 minus 1, the one in the denominator. And what does that give us? Y prime is going to be equal to negative 1/2 times, this is 2 minus 1/2, which is just 1/2, which is 1 plus sine x raised to power 1/2, which is a good answer, or you can say it is negative 1/2 times the square root of 1 plus sine x. And this is what I would choose as my final answer. Never stop learning. Those who stop learning have stopped living.